Hello folks, and welcome to Telling Tinder Tales, the podcast where the search for love often goes wrong, dates get strange, but the one thing you can rely on is that we will all have a good laugh about it with me, Chris O'Neill.
And me, Thomasin Lockwood. Every week our guests call in from all around the world and we hear their wildest, weirdest and occasionally even wholesome dating stories.
Thomasin, who have we got calling this week?
So, do you like jazz, Chris? Because we have jazz. Hi, Jazz.
Hey guys, hi, good to be here.
Where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Berlin.
Oh, do you live there?
Yeah, the city of love. I'm just kidding, it's not a city of love, it's a city of drugs. Love, rare, and techno.
Oh, excellent.
So love rarely prospers here. I'm a rare candidate.
Very good, excellent.
Right.
Yes, so we were having a chat earlier.
We were talking, obviously, about Tinder, if you might imagine that. And we were talking about the concept of the dick pic. And Chris, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have to say, I do not understand. Now, I know I'm heterosexual male and therefore limited interest in dicks in general. But nevertheless, the aesthetics of the male genitalia leave a lot to be desired, right? Let's face it, a bum, pretty, right? Can be shapely, right? Even male abs, yeah, okay, fine. Torso, cool, right? The shape of a lady's bosom, lovely, right? A well-turned ankle, fine. But nobody has ever listed...
I think the rest of this podcast is just Chris naming body parts. Like a shapely nose, a rounded ear.
No, I don't know.
All things I'd prefer to a dick pic.
All things well-groomed hair, right? Generally, any of these things are all more aesthetically pleasing than a shriveled male penis. Let's face it.
Well, no, they're not sending it shriveled. They're sending it when it's
I'm not
mast.
sure about that now. I think quite a lot of these people are trawling for compliments based on very inadequate presentation in this context. So that's just. I mean, I haven't received any, to be honest. But have you, in your experience, received at full mast?
Not without my consent.
Not without your. That's good. Not without your consent. That's key. Yes.
But I will say it's not my favourite thing. I mean these things they're purely functional, right? Like, have you ever heard the phrase bumping uglies?
Bumping uglies, I have, yeah, but I've never used the term ugly for the ladies' paraphernalia. I mean, it just isn't. It's just just not the case in my view. I don't know.
I agree. I think when I heard that phrase, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, no one's expecting, like, that's not like as you said, that's not the visual appeal. It's the functional appeal. But so I guess what you're trying to say, Chris, is you'd much prefer a lovely arse pic.
Well, I think in general terms there is the statue of David, a male naked statue, but it is aesthetically pleasing. But when doing it, Michelangelo put as little effort as possible into the paraphernalia. Let's face it. It was extraordinarily obscured and minimised, right? So, and I think if Michelangelo doesn't think it's worth sculpting, who am I to disagree?
Well, apparently in ancient Rome, they thought smaller was more ideal because it meant that you had more brains and more intellect.
Or possibly a limited blood supply had less places to go, but whatever.
So that's part of Chris's new science dating show. That's what he discusses in that.
Anyway, I think it's time, Thomas, we heard from our guest, Jazz. Jazz, do you have any particular views on dick pics?
I don't know. I feel like, Europeans are not really big at small talk, so I'm guessing just sending a dick pic does the job, no?
Yeah, milady. Like, tipping a dick pic at you, great.
Yeah, stories are many.
So, Jazz, do you have a story you want to tell us?
Yeah, for sure. I think I can stay. The story is continuing actually. I can tell you the story about how I met my girlfriend, my current girlfriend. It is in the places where you don't look for love is where you find love,
Mm.
which means I didn't find her on Tinder. So,
Huh.
so I was actually starting my own comedy show in Berlin. I'm a comedian, so I was starting my own show, and to produce the show, I was like doing it the French style, like flyering, and I flyered to her. I didn't notice her obviously because you know you kind of meeting people, telling your pitch, and moving on. And she came to the show, and I didn't even recognize that I actually had a conversation with her. I did a 30-minute set. After that, she was leaving, so I gave we had an exchange, like a funny exchange, and I we changed exchange Instagrams. And I generally don't do that, you know, because there were a lot of people in the show, but somehow I felt like I said to her, and I'm still surprised why I even did that. But I told her that, hey, I generally don't share Instagrams and stuff. But people who have had a conversation, maybe that's the way to go. So we exchanged Instagram, and the next day she tagged me on the story about the show,
Oh.
right? So I thought I messaged her, thanks a lot. And then the conversation started. It was a very natural conversation. You know,
Mm.
we were not trying to date or anything, but the conversation progressed and it became like, one or two messages is fine. You kind of share it with anyone you meet, but it kept on going. So I was like, okay, she looks beautiful and she had an interest as well. Um, so yeah, that's how our initial uh, connection happened, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So, a flyer, an audience member, and now a girlfriend. It's like the most
Wow.
amazing.
That's the most comedy success story I've ever heard.
Most productive flyering in
Right,
history.
Yeah.
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 It's the highest return on investment, guys.
Oh, yeah. It should just be said for the record, just in case there's any confusion. The flyer that he was giving out was his dick pic.
That's,
No.
out in the public. I am on the road, Yeah, Tinder membership is too expensive, so
There you
I'm into
go.
public service.
Wow, Chris, what questions, thoughts, feelings
Well,
do you have at
well,
first?
well. First of all, I'm impressed that a comedian has a girlfriend. That's always amazing. Has kept a girlfriend because, like, let's face it, comedians going out at night randomly, no, not the best companions really. But apart from that, I'm curious, having gone and met at a comedy gig, right, so to speak, and she'd seen you perform, I presume, right?
Yeah.
What did you do for your first actual date?
Oh yeah. She was actually visiting Berlin. She was living in UK, and she's
Oh.
German. She has a German dad, so she was living in a hostel where I flyered her. So the next day she was leaving, so we couldn't meet. She was going to her dad's place, so we still kept having conversation. And she suddenly told me after 4 days, "Hey, I'm coming back to Berlin. If you're free, let's meet up." So yeah, we decided to meet up. It was a cute date. It went on for 48 hours. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, we went to a restaurant. We went to a bar. You know, it was a great connection. Obviously, I had great thing planned, like a good, exciting date planned already. So we went to like an exhibition. Yeah, and then we went to a bar. Then we went to my place. Then in the morning we got brunch. Then we kept that date going.
After you had this lovely 48-hour date, she didn't live in Berlin, you said. So then you guys
Yeah.
had to be long distance for a while?
Yeah. She went back to UK, yeah.
Is she still in the UK?
No, she's living with me now. We live together now.
Do you realise, of course, just how much delight you're bringing into the life of Nigel Farage by taking an immigrant out of the UK? Do you feel guilty about this?
As an immigrant, I'm doing my part myself.
Oh my gosh.
All right, okay.
And what is her impression of that first day you met? Because I love the idea that you're just like, I know what it's like to fly her in the street. You're really thinking about the show. You're thinking about getting numbers in. You're not like, the last thing you're thinking of is pulling. But I wonder if, like, from her point of view, it's like, you know, You're Beautiful by James Blunt is playing in her head. And for her, was it like love at first sight when you handed her the flyer? What does she say?
I wish it was that cute, but she was not planning to come to the show. There were 3 Italian guys who convinced her to go to a techno club.
Oh.
And she decided, oh, this could be too much for me.
Yeah.
So she came with the flyers, pulled out that flyer and looked at last minute where the show. It was very close to the hostel. And then she came to the show. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
That's a proper sliding doors moment.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But and do you ever think to yourself, woohoo, I beat off not 1, not 2, but 3 Italian men for this wonderful woman?
Yeah, this is one, just one time this happened. And so I'm like, let's keep this. This is not going to happen again.
Hey,
let's not get cocky.
You only need it to happen once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, you do quite elegantly undermine this concept of the effective Latin lover. I mean, 3 of them couldn't get her away from you. I mean, that's impressive.
I'm actually thankful there were 3 of them. If it was just 1, it would not have been that creepy. 2, probably good. 3 is creepy. So
That's true.
I got for the gang of boys.
I mean, I'll tell you what, though, I do think that the techno music probably cancelled out any of their charm. Like, I've been to Berlin, and I do think it would be more likely I'd find a boyfriend at a comedy show than at a techno club. Like, when I went to Berlin and did the techno clubbing thing, I went with my friend from LA, who has, I think, the loudest voice on the planet. They don't take too kindly to loud Americans. So when we were queuing, I was like, don't say anything to anyone. So I got in there with a bit of very light German, got us in. But in this club, nobody was talking to anyone. People were barely dancing. They were swaying. And then my LA friend, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't believe I'm here. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it totally depends on the time of the day, the kind of the club, you know. But people are there to not like freak out about the experience. But
yeah,
these things are so common for people to just go to techno, have some drugs, whatever they choose, have an outfit, and express themselves in that way rather than talking about it, freaking out about it. And I think Berlin clubs have done such a great job at setting standards right at the door. That if you're too loud or if you feel like you're not the right kind of a person, they'll not let you in. So people, they don't allow phones and stuff like this. So people behave, and that kind of is just how society is here. People behave.
Yeah. It's much like dating in a way,
Yeah, exactly. They filter out the right guys. So you meet
this
people.
Is it. So here's some advice, listeners. If you are struggling with dating and maybe when you're dating app, like who to decide on. First of all, you need a German person who works in the doors of every techno club in Berlin. And then you need Jazz to meet them and give them a flyer and send them straight to you.
Well, I was going to suggest, first of all, Jazz, you said Europeans don't talk. I mean, I'm Irish. We talk. Just to be technical, we are still Europeans. Unlike the British, we are still Europeans, right? And we definitely talk. In fact, we can't be shut up most of the time. But yeah, I think
are British people not European? I just thought we were
not
in the
anymore.
Union.
Apparently, Brexit.
Don't get me started.
You guys cannot have both ways,
I know,
No.
I know.
No. We do consider you still European, Sheena. It's fine.
We Irish don't.
Yeah.
It's fine.
There's many things
Well,
Chris doesn't consider me.
Anyway, so yeah, the other thing has gone completely out of my mind. What was it?
Sorry, I threw you off by
That's fine. There's no problem. I blame you. It's fine.
Goddamn British.
The Brits disrupting
you were saying
the Irish again.
you talk a lot as a European, so you're
I
like,
know.
well,
Yeah, there was something else entirely. It's gone. Forget it, Grant.
forget it. Much like our Brexit dreams, forget it.
Anyway. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. I think actually you've opened up an alternative to Tinder, indeed all dating apps. People who want to meet someone randomly should just volunteer to flyer for their local comedy club, and then they could meet the person of their dreams. It's perfectly possible.
Yeah, you just have to put yourself out there.
I know someone who at 2:00 in the morning was going to collect their bicycle in Edinburgh and bumped into someone and ended up having some fun with them. So yeah, it's that these things happen.
Oh, that's lovely.
And it's actually, I actually also realized that when you meet someone in person versus you connect with someone with online, the standard goes down a lot lower because there's so many options online that your standard is very, very high. When you meet someone in person, that's this person in front of you. So you see so much dimensions of that person right away that you're like, okay, I saw so much more of that person than 1 second of a profile of someone.
That's so true.
You're essentially looking at someone's face in 2 dimensions, and that's it. In general terms, they're even standing in front of somebody, you gather so much more information about the person, their way of being, their accent. There's just, and also the smell, all sorts of aromas that people have. No, but there must be. No, I have this theory that there must be a whole scientific area of human communication through aroma, human natural smells, because we're pack animals. We must have all that, but we just don't consciously know it anymore.
No, there absolutely is. Yeah, they say that like, I don't know, like if you like a smell in another person, then genetically you would have superior children, like their immune systems would be strong. Like, I think I can't remember where it comes from, but like, yeah, if you're attracted to the smell of someone, it means there's something in their genes that's missing from yours. So by pairing up, you will ensure a long, healthy, living child.
Yeah, I heard about that actually. That was very exciting for to learn how intuitive we are.
Yeah.
And our instincts works in ways that have formed from not what we have experienced, but what our forefathers might have experienced. And that's already in the genetics. And your instincts are actually filtering things. Yeah, that's it. I also learned that and I was like, wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've ended up with so many interesting and chaotic dating stories from the online world, because people don't have those instincts to go on. So it's like, I'll go on a date with them. They've got a nice picture of them with their dog, and that's what I'm judging it on. Jazz, have your parents met your girlfriend yet?
No, not yet.
And there you go. There you have it, folks. You heard it here first, before Jazz's parents. Is there ever like a too soon? Like, how long do you usually like want to be with someone before you start like introducing to like, you know, the wider family and that?
Yeah, I think for me, it has been the case that, you know, because I'm living in Europe and this is where I consider my home now. So I have divided like my accepted family, you know, like family I've created here is more important than my family back home.
Where is home? Sorry.
India.
I say, yeah. And when did you come to Berlin?
So I was living in US for like 10, 15 years before this. So I was living in New York for 7 years.
What was the dating scene in New York? Oh my gosh. How does it compare to Berlin?
So good. Dating in New York was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Because I think it was, I don't know. I felt like people wanted to have fun, you know? And in dating in general, you want to have fun. You're meeting someone, you go out on a good restaurant, you want to have fun, have conversations and stuff like that. And if you go with that mentality, I think the city and the crowd loves that in New York, right? So if you go with that mentality, hey, I want to go to a good restaurant, then let's do this and have good conversation, and that's all it's all about. So I had a good time. I grew a lot during that experience because I'll meet different kind of people with different backgrounds that you cannot meet in your regular life, right? So I'm meeting somebody in theater. Like I would not meet anyone in theater in my regular life at that point because I had like a full on corporate role. So it was really nice. People wanted to have fun. And it was very fast as well. And yeah, you dress up
Great.
and you go out.
Living your Sex in the City dream. That honestly, and I think you're right. Dating does it does develop you. It shows you, you know, what you prefer, what you don't prefer, not just in romantic terms. I think actually in life.
Yeah.
Just Jazz, when you've been gigging, do you come across many couples on dates, and how do you react given your personal experience of comedy being your route to love?
I don't know. I feel like going on, dates and also coming to comedy shows are very similar, And it goes very well when people are drunk. So
Yeah, that'll help.
Okay.
the same thing.
That's bringing us rather elegantly. The merits of alcohol. It's bringing us rather elegantly toward the end. Jazz, before we head on, is there anything you want to plug or mention?
Yeah, I do a lot of shows in Berlin. I have my own comedy brand. It's called the Comedy Gallery. Our venue is an art gallery. So you come to a comedy show and see some art around the different artists we exhibit in the gallery. So it's in the center of the city. It's Saturdays and Sundays. I do my solos there as well. I think so. Yeah, it's always a great experience. So come down.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Come for all the artistic butts and stay for the comedy. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being our guest, Jazz. It's been really fun. And thank you, listeners. If you enjoyed the podcast, please give it a like, follow, share, whatever it is you need to do on your platform to keep us on your roster. And please do give us a review. As an up-and-coming podcast, it really does make the difference. If you give us 5 stars, I will give you a flyer and then see what happens next. If you give us 1 star, though, I won't let you into my favourite techno club.
Damning.
Absolutely, it is. And listen, if you really liked it, do us a favour, tell one person. Tell the person you're flyering. Tell the person on the door at the nightclub that won't let you in. Thank you very, very much. And Chris, you have some live shows to plug?
We're in Leicester in February. I think that's really the next live shows. If you're very obscure and enthusiastic, you could come to a gig in Waterford and in Kilkenny, but I don't really think so. Anyway.
Wow, he's like, you could, but you won't.
You won't. I'm being realistic. An international audience is not flying in and getting a plane and flying and travelling down to Kilkenny to see me do 15 minutes. And if they are, I probably don't want them to turn up.
That's a good point.
I don't want to. Anyway. So that's it, really.
Follow us on our social media at Telling Tinder Tales for dates and those details.
So all that's left to say is goodbye. Can everybody say goodbye, please? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Telling Tinder Tales is hosted and produced by me, Chris O'Neill, and Thomasin Lockwood. Produced and edited by Lucy Regan, with music by Kinkas Moreira. It's a Jesters Comedy Dublin production and is no way affiliated with or endorsed by Tinder. If you have a story to tell, please get in touch. Details are in the show notes. And if you like us, instead of swiping right, follow us on Instagram and or TikTok at Telling Tinder Tales.